edit it out. I had a casting couch joke in there, but now I just end up terribly. Is it really that type of couch, though? Will Ronnie take his shirt? Do it live. All right. Jimmy, cut and restart. Welcome back to the first finals of a professional tournament since the great balance disaster, patch of 2018. It's Homestory Cup 18 live from Krefeld, Germany, hosted by Take TV and featuring the best of the best. It doesn't get better than this. A best of 7. In the top right of Lost and Found, the finisher from Ents Gaming, the BlizzCon champion, the best in the world, Serral. And in the top left, why do you have a barcode with the clan? This is a classic Diamond League mistake, but anyways, a man who struggled in 2018, to be honest, overshadowed by other Terrans and other players. Ironically, a bit of a willingness to adapt has been his struggle throughout 2018, but maybe the start of a bright new future. It's innovation. Honestly, I think the biggest issue that innovation had was it too predictable. To be honest, he didn't innovate. It's not just me making a terrible pun, but when you can be expected to do the same build or the same style almost religiously at this stage of Legacy of the Void, where the economies and the builds and just the mind games are so dynamic, people are going to figure it out. No matter how perfect and sharp your build is, when you come up against a wall designed to hard counter it, you're not going to be able to cut through. Now, let's see. He's made it to the finals of Homestory Cup with no pushovers on the roster. Let's be honest. He's up against Serral, but can he hang with... It's so weird, but the best in the world is the Finnish Zerg. So what does he do? Now, I'm also going to be looking for builds, for styles. This is Terran versus Zerg, which has gone through... Well, just covered at the beginning of the series, so hopefully not every game has to be detailed, but some of the big changes. One is the Cyclone. Not a huge factor in Terran versus Zerg, or wasn't in Terran versus Zerg, but still. The Cyclone is reverted to its state from a couple years ago, where it locks on to both ground and air units. It requires a tech lab, and is a lot more fragile. So building a bunch of proxy Cyclones, now Protosses know that feel a little more, is a lot less likely. Hydra DPS is another big part of it. Hydras overall have 8%-ish less DPS, making it a little bit easier to deal with that big, especially Hydra Baneling style. Thors have been slightly nerfed when it comes to their splash damage and armor. They're back to 1 armor, which means they don't just kill everything, well, especially Zerglings and things like that, when they come out at the wrong time. And Mutas, the idea was to make Mutas viable. We'll see. I don't know, maybe Serral uses Mutas every game to great effect. 4-0, easy peasy. Mutas, no counter. Mutas didn't get any changes. They were just changed kind of around based on the other races. Let's see if I'm forgetting. And now the most important change. Neosteel frame and building armor were combined into one single upgrade. Of course, I'm talking about Neosteel armor, which is, for all you Neosteel enthusiasts out there, probably the most important thing to ever happen in the history of Starcraft. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, the battlecruiser. I forgot about the battlecruiser. Battlecruisers now shoot while moving. And their random attack delay has been removed. And without getting too far into the details of that means approximately a 20% DPS increase overall. So wait, did the Overlord just see that Banshee there, by the way? Sneaking in. The Overlord will die, but I believe he might have got a glimpse of it. There are no spores. I take it all back. He definitely didn't. Now, moving on into the game, since it's been a Hellion into Banshee 3cc opener, this is a classic innovation 1-1-1 into 3cc. Like, we've seen this hundreds of times before from the Korean robot. Now, of course, he's using skins, so maybe he'll get some more wins. The spores are coming up. Maybe he did see it, and he just waited till the perfect time to scout it. But the first pressure coming out. There's not quite a spore crawler at the front yet. The spore crawlers and the mineral lines are done. I bet he did just catch a tiny glimpse of the Banshee and perfectly timed out the spore crawlers. You can never assume this is an accident out of Serral. There's no happy little accidents. Just BlizzCon and everything else victories. I don't even know if he's lost. He hasn't lost an online, not an online tournament. Well, the only match he lost was against Neeb in the Starladder Ultimate Series. You should check that out on my channel. So, a lot of details there, but then proceeded to crush everyone in BlizzCon, so who knows what was happening there. Anyways, Serral has pretty perfectly deflected. He's lost 0 drones, which is about as few as he could ever hope to lose. The Banshees will come in. He should get 1 or 2. He actually pre-cloaked, so Serral wouldn't have the time to pull away. So, wait. Okay, he lost 1. He lost 2! Terrible, terrible damage. But overall, he will be going into the Ling Bane. Now, the question will be, do we see a Hydra Den to follow this up? Or, I'm hoping for a Spire. Will Serral actually inspire plenty of Zerg? Do it. Do it! Give me a Spire, Serral! I want mutas! He's still not committing to his tech yet. The Bane Nest is on the way. The double drop is coming out. Of course, he knows this is a threat to follow things up. How much has Serral seen on the opposite side of the map? He knows about the 3rd CC. He doesn't know for sure. I think... Hey! The Spire is on the way. We're gonna see Mutaling Baneling. We're playing like it's 2012, everybody. But I believe the Zergling scouted the double drop. It might have been a little bit off. Yeah. Serral does not have units in place. That means the Marines will be able to unload. The spawning pool under fire, but that's probably the cheapest thing he can lose. Still has only lost 2 drones. Ridiculously quick reaction time. Now you might be like, Winter, are you just biased for Serral because he's amazing and incredible and perfect and wins everything and will probably crush Innovation 4-0 and all of that? No, of course not. This is a completely objective and unbiased cast. A double drop coming out. Innovation at a solid supply, but this has a tendency to happen with these 3cc builds. He's reaching one of those peaks of power where Serral doesn't have his lair tech mostly kicking in. He's going to have Baneling speed, but he's not going to have 2-2. Mutas are not going to be out. He should be starting those in just a moment. 8 mutas on the way. But Innovation does have enough to put pressure on the map. And the best defense against Mutalisk is a good offense. If you can keep them at home, they're units that want to be harassing. They want to be picking off things like Metavacs and SCVs. Oops. Actually losing. Oh, the pickup. He tried to get it there. But the mutas are out. And Serral has made it to 4 bases. He only has 4 hatcheries. So no macro hatch here. But as long as he's on top of those injects. The creep spread is shut down. Oh, another change I did forget a little bit about. Creep spread's about 30% slower off of creep tumors and overlord spreading. So the ability to get across the map so quickly and overwhelmingly with creep spread has been reduced. So that is actually a pretty big nerf, especially to players who are able to keep up on things like that, like Serral, of course, is. That might also factor in, because Hydra is very, well, they love their creep spread. Mutas don't care too much about the creep spread, besides the vision aspect. A few Banelings make it through. Wasn't able to get the Whittle Mines here. 6 SCVs have gone down. A good counterattack, but not critical damage. Drilling Claws is done, allowing those Whittle Mines to remain cloaked after they fire as well. Yeah, I keep remembering all these little changes. So that, if Serral forgets, which I don't think he will, could factor in. How many mutas have been built? 13 mutas. But that's almost the perfect number. Like 2-shotting Metavacs can easily pick off SCVs and Whittle Mines without committing a huge amount. Because if you invest too much, if you put too much investment into the Muta tech, it can, even at this caliber, it can all just kind of die. Like 3-4 Widow Mines, couple Thor shots, even with the slightly reduced splash radius, and it all dies. Well, you just invested thousands and thousands, like 2,000, 3,000 gas in a unit that is gone and dead, and it only took 2 seconds to happen. So you have to be very careful about over-investing in Mutalisk. Still a couple more on the way, but he is transitioning into Hive Tech, getting a 5th base. A Drilling Claws drop makes its way in. Serral, no reaction. Big hits coming out. 9 drones so far. Not as bad as it could have been. I think he actually manually targeted to get that next round of drones. The Mutas, how many have been lost so far? None. Wow. Perfect. You see, when I said it, I was right. I caught it just in time. The medevac chilling back. He's kept Serral busy, and 3-3 is on the way. That is usually the big timing to counter, well, not so much counter, but deal with Muta builds. It delays your Hive Tech, it delays your 3-3 upgrades, so Innovation will have a bit of a window where he may be able to push with superior upgrades. And that means Serral, especially if he's off a creep, is going to struggle to take really great engagements. Innovation still working his way through the center. The counterattack on Innovation's side of the map. He's behind enemy lines. Widowmine shot goes through. He's going to be able to clear it out. Trying to flank the army. Comes in from kind of a weird angle as well. The Widowmines are in place. The Mutas are trying to come in, but the Javelin missiles will drive them back. Innovation holds the line. A Widowmine still on the backside. Going to be able to keep Serral at bay. He's down to 81 drones. I say down to, but he's actually rebuilding, so he doesn't feel comfortable where he is. A super high economy game as both players have established 4 bases, over 70 workers. We're on tier 3 tech as well. Plenty of Mutas are going to counterattack. Innovation still pushing forward with the creep spread. The Mutas going to work on another command center. Will delay the sensor tower. The reinforcements will have to come in to deal with this harass, but Innovation is pushing forward with a full army. He's got 133 army supply right now, and Serral's scrambling to keep up. He needs the Banelings. He's on creep. 3-3 not yet done. Innovation not paying attention. He's dealing with the Mutas back home. The turret going to be taken out. The 3rd base for Serral is under fire. The Baneling nest is actually behind it as well, but another round of Banelings come through. The Thors can absorb approximately 500 Baneling hits per Thor. The Banelings enough to clear out most of this army. The Mutas coming back to sweep whatever is left off the field. But Innovation still has enough medevacs to be able to retreat. The Lings and Bane's going to link up with the Mutas to try to get some damage done. Still another Widowmine. Gets a hit, but hits more Marines than he hits Zerglings, I believe. Adrenal Glands is on the way as he goes on the chase. Another counterattack coming out of Serral. Innovation reinforces in the middle of the map and will beat back Serral's army before it can get too many of the Mutalists. Or medevacs, rather. They both start with an M. They're close. Another counterattack. Everybody takes a breather. They've both taken a few punches. Serral does have that Hive Tech. Chitinous plating on the way, but no Ultralisk as of yet. Big counterattack, enough to kill the 4th Planetary Fortress. There's nothing here to defend. He's going to crash right through. Can get all the SCVs with it. Meanwhile, Innovation trying to push in. He does have the 3-3 done. The Mutas on top of the Thor will be spreading just enough. Widowmines hitting on Overseers and almost everything else. It looks like Serral has enough. Oh no, the splash damage from a Widowmine murdering Mutas. Still, some medevacs are taken out the 4th base, but Innovation already has another command center. If he could just land on that silly little Zergling. It's too cute. It's too cute. Too cute. But the Widowmine still strewn throughout the field. Serral down to 150 supply. Despite 84 drones, he's spending every bit of minerals and every bit of gas. Oh, another. He's able to get it just in time. Does he have? He does have that +1 air attack. Anabolic Synthesis. Ultralisk speed off of creep. The new upgrade added, inspired by Brood War, so that Ultras can actually potentially chase down Bile units off of creep, giving them some more late-game effectiveness, besides just, surprise, I have Ultras, and I hope you can't micro, which is kind of where they are much of the time now. The Zerglings trickling through. Another base is... Where did that come from? He's just pulling planetaries out of his back pocket. The Scan catches the Ultralisk Cavern. Will we see some Liberators joining production? He doesn't have a Ghost Academy as of yet. Well, probably not, because Innovation is maxed out. The Ghost Academy starts. 4 Ultras on the way. Is Burrow done? Burrow is done. I don't know if there are any Baneling mines on the map as of yet. He might not remember that he finished Burrow. There's been a lot going on right now, but Serral with a huge Zergling counterattack. The scan sees it. The reinforcements will clear it out. The Mutas have been quartered in the back. They're pretty much off the map now. He's traded them out for Ultralisks and Banelings. Serral will be denied to the north. A big Zergling counterattack, not enough to deal with a planetary fortress. Does he have the Neosteel armor? He doesn't. There is +2 mech plating. A lot of Marauders in the mix here, but all clumped up. The Banelings still pretty effective against them. Widowmines at the back, a nasty angle to counterattack in, but Serral finds an opening. He's at the third, the only place without a planetary. The Widowmines burrow on top of the Banelings, and the mines will essentially kill themselves in that exchange. More Lings and Banes coming in. The Speed Ultras working their way through. The Thors hold the corner. Fungal at the back. A wraparound with the Banelings, trying to go in on everything. The Transfuses coming through as well, targeting down Medivacs. The number is dwindling. All of them, a strong breeze at this point would blow most of them away. He bursts away. Well, how many Medivacs survive? He's only got 6 left. The Queens will respread the creep. Serral is everywhere. He's used the burrow. He's killed 28 SCVs throughout this. He's on top of the Ghost Academy. Suddenly, Innovation is down to 50 SCVs. Okay, 50 is still a pretty healthy number, especially with the amount of orbitals he has, which is 4. Okay, I was like, wait a second, did Serral kill orbitals too? No. But holding the line at the front, this base super important to keep a hold of because he's going to start mining out of the other ones. And also able to do that counter damage. Slips right underneath the command center. You'd think it could just kind of land. Like, it's literally underground. Like, just land. Who cares? The Zergling gets up in the command center and wrecks everything. That's what you got to be careful of. Oh yeah, by the way, another change to Zerg. Zerglings and Hydras unburrow much more quickly, making them a little bit easier to use with that burrow. Ooh, Widowmine hit comes in, but doesn't hit the key units. The Banelings and the Ultralisks. Throws the Ultralisks in to make sure the SCVs have no chance here. But Serral's still holding on to everything. Innovation back up to 172 supply, despite losing 10 SCVs and a total of 66 this game. But he already got rid of that. But another round. It lands, and it decides, you know what? Maybe I didn't want to be here anyways. Serral's still... he has a huge economy, continuing to barrel through, but the Medivacs are holding on. He's off the creep, and without Banelings, he's going to struggle to actually engage, even with the Ultra Speed. A round of Banelings is taken out as Serral continues. It's just wave. It's almost like tower defense. Innovation with a healthy enough economy. These players just working their way through. The Ultra's trying to hold on to this bottom right base as well. I think he just finished establishing that. A lot of the creep being cleared out, but there's still some. It hasn't receded quite yet. Serral setting up a flank from all sides. When is it time to go? The third base not dead yet. The Ultras come from the north, and from the south, and from the left, and from the right. Serral crashing into everything. Innovation retreating, and realizing, wait a second, there's no anti-air. In an awkward exchange. Okay. So those Medivacs, they might be at red HP. One more Widow Mine on them would have actually killed most of them, but he gets away with many of his key units, and there's still a minefield left over. At this point, oh, another Widow Mine. Oh god, they're still there. This, oh god, that's so annoying. Thor at 10 HP, but it's still here. The base heavily exposed. Will it actually be able to... Oh, no! The Widow Mine! The next round of Banelings is taken out. Thankfully, this base is still alive. Another Zergling counterattack, but these mines... Oh no, big hits! There is an orbital here, but the Zergling count has been cut down. Serral losing Queens now. He's lost the base. He's losing a lot of money, and the effectiveness of his counterattacks has been reduced. The Zergling's still going to work. Innovation back to... You don't even need 70 SCVs! He's in fact, if he just lets Serral kill like a dozen SCVs, it'd probably be better for him at this point. Oh god, the mines. Oh no. Well, actually Serral pre-splitting against him, but he does need to spend time and energy dealing with them. Oh, the Baneling's doing surprisingly well on the ramp. Now that Serral's been cut off on those other bases, he needs to hold this one. But The Baneling count is dwindling. He's down to 2. Only the ones he has in production can reinforce. There are some Liberators here now with essentially no anti-air. The Marauders blast apart. Another Ultralisk. He's continuing. Innovation. The war of attrition has gone his way. Serral not able to get enough done. He's trying to work through. He needs to hold on to the base. The Banelings on one tendril of creep will work through. The Queen's trying to hold on. There's 2 Liberators. A Venn diagram of freedom. A counterattack again. Serral's so good at these, and somehow he holds on to the base. He forces innovation back, and it's the kicker. It's always the kicker. The kicker, as I struggle to say words. But at this level of StarCraft, it's never just about the fight. There's always something else. There's some Widow Mines over here, a Zergling counterattack. There's something else going on, and when there isn't, that means you've pretty much already lost. But Serral, even back up against the wall, up against the Liberators, finds a way to get counter damage to... Oh my god. The minefield, though. Incredibly valuable with those drilling claws. He's once again pushed up against his own hatchery. Innovation has refilled, rearmed, and he's reloaded. Banelings, Ultras trying their best. We'll get through another round. The Corruptors are out. Oh yeah, he had a Spire the whole time. You guys remember that? And once again, Innovation is beaten back. He's got 11 medevacs, but he barely has that many bio units. Oh no! Oh, another Ultra mined from downtown. The Baneling mines out of desperation. There are 2 Banelings on the map. That's not enough Banelings. The war machine of innovation continues forward. The Liberators will be taken out, but far too slowly. He's gonna drop in the liberation zones again. The Ultras deeply close. Deeply close? What does that even mean? But anyway, deeply close to dying. Oh god. The mine's not getting that many kills over here, but the kills they're getting, that's been a massive thorn in Serral's side. Over and over and over. This is happening. That Liberator, a bit ambitious, as is that Widow Mine. Finally, Serral had some time to clear this up. But finally, the mines will retreat. That exists. Oh yeah, by the way, the Infestors went on a diet. That was what change they got. They're on a diet. You'll see it eventually, I assume. It's actually a pretty big buff. Oh, he's gonna find some more SCVs, but once again, I'm not sure if this hurts innovation to lose SCVs here. Oh god, that setup is hard to deal with. A lot of Widow Mines as well, blasting into the Corruptors, the Marauders at the front line. The creep barely there. GG, innovation takes game number 1. And so, what a game to start, right? Well, I hope that sets the tone for the whole series. That was very reminiscent of the Heart of the Swarm. I mean, a higher level, but like, Serral ends the game. He GGs with 800 APM. So, and 500 AP. 500! But not enough. Just ridiculous. Now, did the Mutas do enough? He went for the... I still don't know. Even though the Mutas did well, they're very expensive. That's the cost every time when you go for Mutas. You gotta think, what am I not doing because I'm going for Mutas? In many different ways. By the way, these are the Homestory Cup 18 finals. Casted live on Take TV by some amazing, handsome gentlemen on their casting couch. And you can check them out for free at twitch.tv/TakeTV if you want to watch the live cast. But if you like this, hint, I will probably be doing some breakdowns of Serral and all that. I wanna look at it. I wasn't able to watch it live, so trying to learn something from the best of the best on the new balance patch. But with that, what? Jimmy, turn it. Jimmy. Okay. We're in game Number 2. Serral, on it, like, I don't know if outplayed is the right word. I guess it is, though. Innovation showing his strength. That's what Innovation has historically been known for. Well, ever since first, Innovation was known for going Hellbats. Especially back at the time when you could load 4 Hellbats into a medevac. That was disgusting. So his Hellbat timing just kind of killed everyone. But he kind of evolved into the macro Terran. His nickname, the Robot, comes from the fact, 1, his expression never seems to change, and 2, neither do his builds. Once again, running contrary to his name, Innovation. He is sponsored by O Gaming, the French organization, and also giving him one of the best tags out there, which is OG Inno. Now, does he mix it up? That with all the changes, like I haven't seen any players. I haven't seen, like, this is the first tournament on the Great Balance Patch of 2018. I haven't seen any mech. That's one thing a lot of players talking about with, like, the battle cruiser changes. And is it a meme anymore? Are dreams still memes with battle cruisers, or is it a thing? Or is it a strategy? Or is it, as they say in Twitch chat Grandmaster, viable meta? Fracture, definitely a smaller map as well. The least amount of bases of the map pool. This is the older season map pool, but they didn't want to throw them into with a new balance patch and also an entirely new map pool that came out just a handful of days before the tournament. So just 2 big things at a time. 1 big thing at a time, not 2. Alright, Zergling speed should be starting in a moment. Serral actually pulling off quite early. We've seen a few players canceling Zergling speed to go for roaches at the last second as well. I don't know if Serral has any intentions on that. Oh, wow. Nice pick. Getting that first creep tumor is a really big deal. Because it all starts with patient 0, right? If he can stop the tumors before they start, then obviously Innovation going to be in a more comfortable spot as time goes on. It really hurts. Like, Serral, even though he's the best in the world, losing that first creep tumor every time, like, that's one of those deep sigh moments. Kind of like when you write not a long email or something, but I would say losing the first creep tumor is kind of like you were pretty lazy, and instead of writing it in a word processor, you just wrote an email. You spent like 3 minutes on that email. It's a couple paragraphs maybe. And then you accidentally close out of your email, losing it, and for some reason it didn't save his draft. And then you're like, it's like, well, you can just rewrite it. It's not that hard, but it's annoying. So that's how losing your first creep tumor feels. I hope that resonated with people. Once again, Innovation is, well, where's the third? If he gets the 3rd CC right now, this is essentially the same build. Wow, Innovation doing the same build twice in a row? Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Never mind. No, but who would have thought? I actually forget if he went for a Viking that last match. It might be slightly different. The same ideas, but details do matter here. And I might be doing him a disservice because I wasn't paying that much attention, I'll be honest. I was like, I'm going to learn from these builds. I'm going to learn how to play. And a lot to unpack here. But that's the beauty of doing it not live. is we can unpack it very quickly and not... Oh my god, there's a Viking killing drones. Wait, no, it hasn't killed any drones. Not yet. Okay, now it has. But the Roach is in the center of the map. The Banshee will be able to deal with them. Kind of a weird scenario here. The Roaches, maybe to deal with Hellbat timing, somehow two of these Hellions. Get him, Zergling! Oh, that Zergling was looking at a potential triple kill opportunity. First Banshee coming in. He's got Cloak, so this kind of makes the Roaches obsolete. He didn't make enough to potentially just go all in and absorb the Banshee damage. Does he have a Transfuse? Another slight change to Zerg is Transfuse now does 75 health instead of 125, but then heals 50 over about 6 or 7 seconds. I don't remember the exact number. So that means the burst healing of Transfuse makes Queens slightly less effective. As being the only defense against certain things. Still good, but a slight nerf to Trans. Pretty much everything Queen related was slightly nerfed. Creep spread slower. Transfuse isn't as good. Now, Infestors went on a diet, which makes the Queen look fat. It's been a mediocre week for them. They're still good, but like... And the healing over time does not stack. If you have it applied, it's like Storm or any of the other abilities or Stim, it does not stack. So if you have the healing over time, you can't apply it again and double it. Imagine if you could stack Stim. Then all the Bronze League heroes who just stim their Marines 4 times into a fight, the gun just pops out of their hands, starts running on its own, and then the Marine dies. That's how I imagine that animation going. And Changeling coming through. A lot of Roaches have actually snuck their way in. The Banshees are committed, which means the Roaches can come in, but that's not enough Roaches to kill the army. Stim is done. 2-2's on the way. Serral, he's setting up for, I think, Swarm Host? Maybe? Did he misread this as mech? Potentially. I don't know how much Serral knows. Yeah, he doesn't know that this is... Well, he's about to. There was a Changeling in here. Oh, yeah. He definitely thought this was mech. He's starting Baneling speed now, which probably would not be getting against a mech army. Roach Burrow move. So a very mid-game focused. Now, this is a map where you really have to engage... It's not Lost and Found. This map is... I don't know about half the size, but it's like 60% of the size of Lost and Found, which means you don't have the time to get rounds and rounds of units and tech. Serral has kind of paused his drone production to make sure he has enough units to deal with potential attacks. Innovation kind of had to do the same thing, as he has to make sure he has enough units out to deal with a big Roach attack, because they can just get there so quick. Overlord speed, the spread coming out, the double drop on the way with the Banshee is to lead it. An Innovation coming out, looking at a 2-2 timing directly in the face here. A good Roach counterattack coming in. Always that kicker. Gonna keep talking about that. Baneling speed not done yet. The Roach is getting blasted to pieces. The ones at the back doing a pretty good job, but at the cost of all the Roaches in the front. The double drop gonna make it through towards the main. There's next to nothing there. The Banshee's already in place. The Roach's burrow move is done. How much are the Banshees doing? 8 SCVs have gone down thus far. More Roaches working their way in. Kind of a weird exchange here. Plenty of Zerglings in the main. Serral did have time to react to this. Innovation was distracted at the front. Oh yeah, one more change. Burrow move. Roaches no longer heal as much while burrow moved, but the Tunneling Claws upgrade is cheaper. So, fun fact. Well, just one more thing. A lot of these little changes I keep forgetting about. Maybe we'll see a Nidus, and I can talk about that. Just go look at them. Anyways, the burrow move Roaches coming in. They actually sneak into the depot. He was distracted at the back. Innovation still has a double drop, tying up a lot of Serral's units. There's no detection in the main. He does have to work with these scans. Might be like, why doesn't he build a Raven? Well, Raven can only be one place at a time, requires a tech lab, a bunch of gas, and can easily be sniped off. The Roach is still going to work. 7 SCVs have gone down thus far, but This is Serral trying to slow down a freight train. There's 2-2 done. He's already getting +3. Innovation has a full... He's almost maxed out despite losing these SCVs. He will be moving out soon. Serral just completed a handful of Vipers. He should be getting that energy as quick as possible, because Innovation is going to have a deadly push moving across the map. And without overwhelming forces or some amazing blinding clouds, it's still, even though Serral's maxed out, just the efficiency of his army is not nearly what Innovation's is. He needs those banelings on crate, he needs the blinding clouds, the Marauders holding the line, the tanks as well in front, which is actually a good thing in this scenario. He's going to be able to return fire, biting off a bunch of the banelings. It's just 1-2, well, 1-1-2, +1 ranged attack, +1 melee, and +2 carapace against 2-2, and +1 mech armor. Also interesting, Innovation is one of the players... Most players opt for mech weapons, but Innovation opts for the armor, which helps out things like medevacs and tanks. A stylistic choice, and it seems to have been working out for him thus far. A lot of banelings coming in. Anything from the top is easily obliterated. This siege position is nasty to go into. But here comes Serral. He's got blinding clouds. He hits a couple of the tanks. All three are removed from the field for a few more seconds till they put their glasses back on. And Serral crushes everything. A beautiful engagement. And suddenly Innovation's army not looking as scary as I sold it to be. He still has roaches at the back somehow. And while Innovation, it looks like he had a deadly push. He might want to calm down. He has a dozen medevacs. And now he has nothing to heal. Serral crushes it. I wanna go back. We have the benefit of this. We need to look at that fight. Let's go to Serral's perspective here. Just back a little bit further. Just want to see how he sets it up. Got the queens. He knows there's the drop at the back, so maintaining him there. Oh my god! Oh, I missed that! Oh, and now he can move the queens up. Oh, that's huge. That means his units could actually come to the front. This was while he was being sieged up. And this is why we watch again. He cleaned up the medevacs at the back, coming in from the front. More banelings on the way. He's holding the line. And still plenty coming in. The banelings from the top, making sure they're right-click fast. Notice the right-click there. The blinding clouds coming through. The Vipers, and then their job is done. Another round of units coming in. Oh yeah, and Serral uses the Avatar announcer for all you out there who now know what announcer they need to use. Avatar announcer. He's evolved. Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Wow, Serral just crushing it. I was skeptical. I honestly thought that Innovation had a good timing, and he might be able to push through, but I didn't realize how much of his supply... Well, the double medevacs, and he had a lot at home. What? Okay, Jimmy is saying we gotta run an ad real quick. If you guys could pause ad block, that would be awesome. Just a quick ad. Thank you guys for tuning in to my master of the... That's a bad way to put it. Homestory Cup 18 finals. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Winter, and I want to tell you all about important StarCraft things. First off, make sure to support homegrown, amazing StarCraft organizations like Take TV. Twitch.tv/TakeTV. If you want to check it out. And they send out the replays from things like Homestory Cup. They've done 18 now. 18 of them. That's a lot of cups. Okay? That's more cups than your average Thanksgiving dinner. So shout out to them. And Dankeschön for das gut StarCraft. Und yeah. Also, while you're at it, make sure to like and subscribe. You might be like, how do I like on Twitch? You just type Kappa or a heart so you feel like you participated. But if you're on YouTube, you got that button right there. It's like, oh, thumbs up. So great. And if you ring the bell, then I'm still not sure what it does, but it's a good thing. So make sure to do that, and your dreams will come true. I don't know which dreams, but some of them, maybe nightmares. At some point, that'll be accurate. So call the number below, and then put your phone down, because this isn't Fortnite or Diablo. So, and get on a desktop or 48-inch TV or something. And thank you. And back to your originally scheduled programming.
Wow.
We're back with game number 3 of the Homestory Cup 18 finals. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We got Serral on the bottom right. We've got Innovation with SCVs on the map. Oh, God. Here we go! Do I need to say anything? I don't... Oh, it's a 3 Rex. The most committed and powerful of Rex. Serral did not go pool first. He actually went for the hedge first with extra drone speed. He's gonna see it. Innovation is gonna see that he sees it. They cancel immediately. Now what? Is he actually gonna go out? He's gonna look for more. Is he going to see the 3rd Rex? It's actually on the low ground. Oh my god. So there are very different responses to 2 Rex, 3 Rex, and 4 Rex. Believe it or not, there is some details involved. But if it is a 2 Rex, and you send your drones out, you can combine with your lings and potentially stop it before it starts, because there's not enough Marines. But if you send your drones to stop a 3 Rex, there are usually going to be enough Marines to kill your drones before you have the lings. So Serral is sending out the drones. He should realize in just a moment he's dealing with, 3 Marines have already, I believe, given it away. He needs to stop the bunker from happening. Lings are on the way. Ideally, you get spine crawlers or something. He doesn't really have the minerals because he's barely mining. More Zerglings coming out. He has to... Well, he's already pulled the drones. He has to keep going. But he never knew about the 3rd Rex. He was working off the 2 Rex information. He didn't quite find the 3rd. Oh, God. That's so many Marines. Well, this has gone very bad very quickly. Another bunker coming up. Another queen. There are 2 queens. How many lings? No lings. That's not very many lings. The queen is saved, but the bunker... Oh, God. Well, more boys are pulled from the homeland. Queen assassinated, and, well... Innovation goes up 2-1. As we move into Game 4. Very quickly, just jumping right in. Now we have to... Okay. Right. Oh. Thank you, Jimmy. Alright. I mean... He took a gamble. And he won. Serral, going hatch first is a gamble as well. not usually as much of one, but the thing is there, Serral, at this level, you can almost out-mind game yourself. Where Serral was like, okay, I know how to stop the 2-Rax. It's a 2-Rax. But Innovation just had a 3rd Rax. So the response to a 2-Rax doesn't work nearly as well against a 3-Rax. And it does just simply come down to they have too many Marines too quickly. In that case, you're looking more at maybe either giving up the hatch or getting spines or trying to box out, because Innovation, he's a lot more committed, he's a lot more all-in, but he has a lot more killing potential as well. So... This game's starting off a little bit less dramatically. Okay. Innovation gonna go for the 1-Rax expand. We're back to reality. We're back. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes 2-Rax City. I don't know. I gotta think these things through. Two queens on the way. I really want to see Mech. Where's Gumiho? Somebody find Gumiho, put him in the chair, give him his towel, and make him play Mech. I don't think it needs to be encouraged, but like I want to see some Gumiho. Because Gumiho, even before the patch, I don't know if it'll be less or more after the patch. I don't know if Mech, honestly, did Mech get a buff? Are we gonna go more battle cruisers? I really want to see. I'm excited. I'll see if I can find any Gumiho games that were already played. There are online tournaments almost every day. Well, definitely every week. We're going to find some Gumiho games, but we have Innovation, who, once again, doesn't live up to his name very often. We're going to find out. But then I say it's going to be like a battlecruiser build. Once again, I didn't watch these games live. I have no idea how each match is going to go. In fact, I'm quite surprised that Innovation... He actually full-on committed to the 3-Rax. I feel like as a Terran, you kind of have to do that once a series, minimum. The opposite is true for Maru, where one game a series you don't do that. We'll see how Maru how is Maru gonna do this next year? Because if you remember at the beginning of 2017, Maru wasn't really... I mean, he was still proxying, but it wasn't every game. But he kind of slipped further and further into the proxies as the year went on, until it got to the point where it's like, well, why would I just build buildings in my main? Will that change? We'll see. A Liberator is the first choice, so a different opener here out of Innovation. Is there any other commitment to tech behind this? There's no armory. There's a lot of gas. So I'll be interested to see what comes out after. Did Serral see it? He doesn't see it. What comes out after the Liberator from the starport? The Hellions are just going to run by. Oh, God. Oh, he has links. He's got to split them. There's not that many, but he can eat some shots. He's got to get those queens back. Serral skimping on the links just a little bit. He's bought himself a lot of time. The queens are sauntering back. And they do saunter. There's that little bit of creep. Okay. 5 drones thus far. And unfortunately, there's a kicker as well. Serral was able to pull the drones away at the 3rd base. 9 so far. And all this mining time. More Hellions coming in. Innovation jumping the gun just a little bit. 1 heroic Zergling taking it out. 9 drones. A ton of mining time. It hurts. But Innovation is going for the full power move. Double NG Bay, double Rax, Tech Lab Factory, reactor to be flipped over from the barracks, as in, for the next, so essentially for the next about 2 minutes, there is no way Innovation can really pressure, until there are medevacs out. Is that gonna block? No. He's perfect. He's like, I won't fly that one little extra bit. Until they're medevacs out, Serral is free. Well, you don't want to just build drones. Eventually, you have to respond to the medevacs, but he's got double upgrades on the way. He's not too far behind on that count. A lair starts, but damage was taken. Innovation did throw away his Hellions, which means no more map control, and also the Liberator. So what does Serral do with all this free space? He knows the threat is coming. He knows that there's nothing coming for another minute, but how does he respond to it when it gets there? It looks like it's just going to be the Lynx. When does he stop droning? That's the big question. I could have just summarized with that. He's going to go up to about 65... Oh, that's a bit greedy. 65 drones. The medevacs are on the way. As soon as they finish, Innovation will be coming across the map to put on pressure. There's no third command center. He is going to... Wait. Where did those come from? 5 racks. All in. This must do damage to Serral, especially now that he's getting a 4th. He has 66 drones. If it doesn't, Serral is a shoo-in for victory. A Hydra Den is on the way. Baneling speed starts. 1-1 is coming up. Will we even invest in an armory, or is this just going to be all out? Because is there even going to be time for 2-2? In a game like this? He's going to be able to cut off some of the creeps. Serral, oh my god, the reaction time. Serral casually at 800, 700 action per minute there for a moment. The Queens will drive this away. The next round of medevacs will shepherd the tanks across the map, or they should. Innovation needs to put this all together and attack. There's no armory. There's no third command center. There's no follow-up, besides more units. He's got to put on the aggression. He has the army supply. He has the unit composition. Baneling speed is not done yet, making him a lot easier to pick off, especially with the tanks to back it up. Serral really trying to take down these rocks because they can be used against him. He doesn't want to be caught between a rock and a hard place. The double drop into the main. The Hydra's Den is completed, but he has no Hydras on the field. He barely has the gas, desperately making banelings. But this opens up the opportunity to attack at the front. Serral, he didn't get the rocks down in time, and even though there's only a little bit of HP, makes it so much more difficult. The splash damage from the tanks almost takes him down. But the counterattack from Serral, there's no third base to counterattack though. Innovation pushing through. The attack begins. 1-1 is done on both sides. He can just pick up and get out if he really needs to. Cutting off the reinforcements. Innovation will put up the wall. The Zerglings are going to have to come back to reinforce. The base under attack in the orange, half HP. Innovation still has a setup to deal with the counterattack. There are no banelings on the opposite side. Serral retreats from the 3rd. He was too greedy to hold it. He still has 65 drones. He's still got 2-2 on the way. If he can actually finish that, then maybe he can finish Innovation. But still, the Terran army is ripping through the creep. A lot of Lings and Banes. The tanks aren't sieged, but that is kind of a dicey angle to go up. Still splitting units. Innovation not going too quickly. There is pressure. He has to be quick, but too quick, and you might just be beaten back. The tanks all on siege. Serral holding on. 2-2. He's finished the Hydra speed upgrade. He has a handful of Hydras. More Banelings on the way. He's so patient. Almost too patient. If 2-2 finishes from Serral, that is the ticket. Innovation has to move quickly. He's still powering. The main base is drying up. He's pushed back the creep. The tank count, he's got 5. Lings and Banes swinging in from the right side. Gonna try to cut off some of these Marines. Not doing an incredible job. 2-2. 10, 12 seconds out. 15 seconds. There's a little timer thing that comes up. I don't need to count like that. A huge wrap around from the back for... Is he actually going to counterattack? No, he's going to flank. 12 seconds. Innovation not on top of the 3rd yet. Serral holding. He's so patient. He's holding. Some Lings and Banes on the backside. 2, 1. Will that be the trigger Serral needs? The base. Here he comes from the back. From the left. From the top. The Queens are holding the line. The Banelings ripping through. The tanks not doing enough. The Marines evaporated. The tanks eviscerated. And it looks like Innovation has been beaten back. Serral's still at 60 drones. The Liberator's not nearly enough for the Lings. Well, the Lings and Banes just roll past. Still plenty of Queens at the back. The counterattack, not enough. And Serral crushes it Innovation, he took too long. You're in the danger zone. You're on the creep, on the edge of it. Eventually, the Zerg will come for you. I've seen the Heart of the Swarm cinematic. All right. Just perfect. Well, not perfect execution. I think Serral was a little greedy, but that's the big danger. It's always a choice to run by with your Hellions and like commit your Liberator like that. I say as Jimmy changes up the music, but if you do, even if you kill drones, there's so much time. Like if you let someone like Serral go for too long, he will kill you. He will wreck you. So we see that. But it's game number 5. We are tied up. This is not one-sided. Of course, one of those matches. One of those matches included in early proxy ranks. So, deja vu. We've just been to this build before. Cheese are in the street. Okay. Well, Serral's gonna see it. Will he see all 3 racks? He just puts the 3rd racks a little bit further back. It's not an advanced tactic, but it worked. It worked before. Will it work again? 3 drones on the way out. The racks aren't finished yet. Did he see it in time? They actually, another change in the patch, as we're slowly going over all of them, is SCVs are easier to hit while they're building. Overall. They won't be in such a nasty position so often, but that doesn't stop them from being, well, their SCVs, they didn't put the butter on the biscuit. They put them on the SCVs. That's the problem. And they just slip around and always... But when it's my SCVs, they just want to die horribly. It seems to be their MO. They really should fix that. So the drones are coming down now. He does really need to get those spines up. The bunker cannot come up. But he also can't lose drones. There's a lot of things that can't happen for Serral. The barracks will finish, but he's gotten definitely a better jump on this so far. A couple drones, but also a couple SCVs. The bunker, nope, not an SCV! Drones, get it together! He had 2 other drones cheering him on, which isn't incredibly helpful. But the Lings come out. The drones are trying to get a wrap around. The Lings actually being cut down. That's still 5 Marines, which, oh god. 8 drones so far. The spine finishes! But there are only 10 drones left. Does he have an orbital? Oh, God. And the boys! The boys! Coming across the map! Every time. He's like, well, I just don't give him time. All right? Don't give him time to regrow, rebuild. And here we go. Serral's gonna know. He knows. Lings are on the way. There are 10 Marines and counting on the field. A single mule powering this economy. But it's enough. There's only 1 spine. The transfuse, not quite ready. Where did this drone come from? The spine needs to be targeted, ideally on Marines. He transfuses. It will. The heal will tick through. Oh no. Innovation is on match point. So, I don't, like, it's really hard to pick the right response to it. It's not like, Serral, why are you just doing? Just obviously do this thing and it'll be better. But it seems over the years, not years, but over the past months, I guess. It's almost worse to scout the proxy racks. Like, I don't have a breakdown in the number of games, but I think about as many games or more games have been won when the proxy racks just shows up and you're like, oh god, they're Marines, instead of trying to pull drones and figure out the best response. But that might just be me looking at the proxy and being like, you disgusting Terran. I don't. Serral not having any of it, going for like the 17-17 pull first with gas. He's had enough. This game is very dramatic. Fix the score! Nobody, we can't remember. Okay? Fix the score, Winter. I have short-term memory loss, and I'll never know. Each game is a new, exciting journey for me. The Reaper is coming out. It's good. It's looking specifically. He did an SCV scout, right? Which means if you don't keep the Reaper at home, you run a risk of Zerglings delaying or even killing your command center. But it's just 2 lings from Serral. Literally the least he could do while still making lings. And the Reaper has been scouted, so he knows sending in those lings would be futile. Sneaking around. So, what do we see change? Serral, let's recount the 3 games he lost. Game number 1, where Innovation and Serral, like, they went back and forth in an epic, intense, incredible macro match. Very reminiscent of Heart of the Swarm. Game number 3, I believe it was, where he got Proxy 3-raxed and died. And then game number 5, where he got Proxy 3-raxed also and died. One ICV actually dies here, surprisingly. And the Reaper is driven back. He didn't delay any creep tumors. Which begs the question is if Serral wins this game, does he Proxy 3-rax in game 7? The Reaper Hellion coming through. This is just a poke at the creep. Maybe get a few extraneous Zerglings. We do have a Liberator follow-up similar to the match on Acid Plant. I was about to say last game because the last game was so quick. But the match on Acid Plant. A Hellion Liberator again. Now, does Innovation... So the reason... Innovation got a lot of damage done with the Hellion Liberator on Acid Plant. There are some more Zerglings on the way. Does he actually try to run in? No, he gotta back off. There are too many links. The Queens are in position. But he lost all his map control by throwing his Hellion... Well, trading them out for drones, essentially. He's drawn the Queens away. So Serral is going to be completely forced off this base. He's actually not pulling the Queen back. Oh. Ooh, that was close. There was a Spore Crawler. It was already in position, but Innovation just went straight in. The Overlord gonna scout. He is gonna see... Well, this is... a third base version of the same build he used on Acid Plant. This is like the, I'm not going to do damage early, but I'm not going to give up the macro game kind of style. He is adding on more racks. Where's the double NG Bay? There it is in the production tab. And now he runs in with more Hellion. But that's a lot of Zerg. And Serral trying to minimize that splash damage. Doing a pretty good job so far. No drones have died yet from this. And it looks like he'll actually entirely deny it. It was a lot of Zerglings out of Serral, but... So, was that worth it for innovation? Because once again, he doesn't have any map control whatsoever. He just gave up all of his Hellions. It's going to be quite a bit until medevacs come online and Stim and Marines and all those amazing, incredible things. But one part of this Serral, later on his evolution chambers, his lair wasn't on the way. A Roachmorn is actually following this up. He might think it's Mac. No, wait, no, he doesn't think it's Mac. He's scouted the whole base. He knows it's not Mac. So the Roachmorn is... Well, this map is very open for, like, Roach Ravager kind of timings. Most maps, the third base isn't always on such an even plane. There isn't such an open space outside the natural you can take advantage of. It might be Serral just going for a timing of his own, where he follows up with a bunch of roaches, and because roaches do not have... Oh, we saw it on Fracture as well, which is a map a little smaller and laid out a little bit more like this. Well, not really, but a smaller map without as many massive choke points. He went for that Ravager style, which is definitely more proactive. Like, you can go get out on the map, try to catch armies, force them to siege up in awkward positions. Maybe he just feels like he can't get to lair tech safely. But it is going to be roaches again. The Overseer going to find the army moving out. Do a very good job of not dying there as well. 1-1 is nearing completion for innovation. It's a distance out for Serral. It's about 30 seconds behind evolution. So there is an opening here. With that finishing and combat shield in this tank positioning, Dreamcatcher known for it. The Queens... Where are my running shoes? Off a creep. But they're eating the tank shots. They're tanking the tanks. Oh, beautifully done. The off-creep Queens. Ah, that was perfect. Innovation with a big mistake in out retargeting his tanks. And the Queens just eat all the tank shots. And then the Marines are easily cleaned up. So Serral just brushing that off like it's a joke. Nope, the Lynx... Very sneaky. They get in before the rocks are brought down. Innovation's still trying to put on pressure. Now when it comes to roaches, supplies can be a little misleading. Because Roach Ravager is obviously so supply heavy, it doesn't really reflect the effectiveness of those units as well as other sort of supplies, I guess, is a way to put it. But he is up 50, and that is still a big difference. The rocks are being taken down. He's not getting 2-2. Serral is going for the kill. He's already driven back the drops on the other side of the map. That means there's only a single tank. There's a handful of bunkers. Innovation taking this very seriously. The Corrosive Bile does it. Ah! It hits both bunkers? Okay. The boys are bold. Where are the units? He just doesn't have units. Oh, and he hits the medevac as well. Just on the way home. He just kills him. Like, there's nothing. Oh, my God. Serral correctly realizes that if your opponent doesn't do damage to you and then you kill a bunch of his units, he doesn't have that many units. And he's just throwing the brick right through the window here. There was some finesse. But the Roach Ravager timing just crushes. I say that with vigor. Just like the Ravagers throw their Corrosive Bile. And oh my God. More medevacs go down. Innovation. Well, this game was very... He just got nothing done. He completely shut it out. He can go up this ramp if he wants. The tank isn't even sieged. 3 Corrosive Biles. Just the right number. And then the rest on the medevacs and all that. He can throw another round onto the tank on the high ground, but it's over. We're all tied up. Ace match. Serral will bring us all the way. You might be like, oh, does he feel pressure now that he's about to lose the tournament? Is he gonna make nervous mistakes? Is he gonna crack under the, like, has anyone ever? If only there was a WCS circuit finals against some Italian Zerg where he found himself in a similar scenario. Not that I can remember any. But, oh, well, yeah, wrong. Jimmy, that's the wrong map. Jimmy! Now, does Innovation do it again? Does he do? That's the big question. Okay. Since this is the last match, you know how it is. Like, you got to get your ads in. All right, just a real quick ad this time. If you guys could pause ad block or support all that. I'll be right back. One moment. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here to tell you about Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can connect it with Twitch, and then you can subscribe once a month for free to a streamer of your choice, or you can subscribe to me. And in fact, you don't even have to pay. It's free, just like subscribing and liking on YouTube. I got some videos of dedicated viewers who before they did these amazing things, this is how he felt. Okay, but then he subscribed with Twitch Prime, and there you go. She was like, I don't know what to do with my life. Gave it a like on YouTube. There you go. And then it's like, oh, Winter, I was trying to ring the bell on Twitch, but I was on YouTube and it didn't work. Well, you figured it out. Subscribe. There you go. And make sure to get in on it today, and support the bestest esports and Instagram modeling content that there is. Thank you, and have an amazing day. And enjoy. Oh, I forgot. And with Twitch Prime, not only do you get all of that, but Fortnite skins. I gotta appeal to my elementary school demographic. Thank you guys for watching. Fortnite skins. How exciting is that? Isn't that lit? Don't forget, subscribe today. You gotta. How do you dab? Thank you guys for sticking around. I know ads are annoying. Back to the final match of Homestory Cup 18. It's going to be on Blue Shift. Will Serral maintain his reign of terror? Or will Innovation reassert the dominance of Korea? Jimmy! Thank you. Oh. Calm down. There we go. Production channel. In the bottom left, the BlizzCon 2018 champion. Still looking incredibly. Oh, fix the score! Winter, fix the score! Okay. From NC Sports, from Finland. Serral. And in the top right, bringing him the distance. And not sending out SCVs, curiously enough. The OG Innovation. So, what's the build this time? Was that a gas first? I believe it was. Maybe. Yeah, that's gas first, which means he can get a factory. He has enough gas to get a factory immediately as the Rax finishes. Serral is going for the pool first. He is not... What? Okay. Alright. He is not screwing around. He is not getting proxy rexed again. So, like, this is one of the most anti-proxy rex openers I have seen out of Serral in this. Like, he's... I think that last game filled him with determination and confidence. Because he's like, well, as long as you don't proxy rex, I crush you. So this game, making sure that's not an option. A factory on the way. It looks like both sides are gonna stick to their guns, despite like the pull first and the gas first. Oh, is this mech time? Is he finally gonna mech it happen? Battle cruisers! Okay, no, not yet. Don't get too excited. Please, can I have some battle cruisers? Please, sir, can I have some cruisers? I have a dream. Reaper staying at home, a very passive opener from both sides. Safe. Not taking any risks. No gambles. Hellions coming right off the bat. And what is this? A starport. But the starport is hidden, thus increasing the chance of battle. Okay. He sees the Reaper move out, 4 lings come in. You can't explain that. Well, actually you can. There's an Overlord in position. The Hellions are going to come out just in time. Oh. Does he get... Well, he got the vision. And even seeing there's no add-on on the barracks and no starport, very close. Oh, but wait. There's more. 2 Zerglings come in, which means there's nothing to kill this Overlord. Innovation starts another one. Little moves, little details. Well, there's a tech lab. He's getting a Banshee. It looks like it's going to be Cloak again. No Fusion Core on the way yet. I'm holding out hope. I was told that there is mech in this tournament. If Innovation doesn't end up going for the mech here, and it looks like he's leaning away from it, there is mech in other matches in this tournament that I can see. And then we're going to find Gumiho and sit him in a chair and make him stream for 12 hours straight. Is also what we're going to do. And then we'll get our fill of mech. 3cc, back to the full power, full economy. This is a similar build, if not the same build, as game number 1, where Innovation brought Serral all the way the distance, 20+ minutes of back and forth, and actually ground him down. Serral not quite able. So there's a good scout here. How does Serral switch it up on Blue Shift? Lost and Found is definitely more of a long-term, drawn-out macro map, just because of the distance, the bases, the way they're set up. We've got a couple spores on the way. He saw the Banshee. He has plenty of time to prepare for it. He does get a creep tumor, but not a huge blow there. Oh, Brenda! Okay, back inside. I didn't bring my coat. I don't have enough energy for this. Third CC finishing up. It is going to be... Wait, is that a single? No, double. Where are these? Oh, yeah, behind here. Overseer's coming up. Poking and prodding. Like, if a player is way out of position, say the door's open and there's a dozen lings, they can come in and counterattack, or the queens are out of position, then Banshees or Hellions are always a threat. Not a huge investment, but they do keep Serral honest, keep him at home. He's got to build a few Banelings. Those are just in case there's an armory. If there's a Hellbat timing coming in, and he doesn't have the Banelings ready, he will take some damage. Especially if there are Banshees combined with it. So those are safety Banes. Innovation. Select all army hockey. Moves the tank, but tanks don't shoot Overseers. Innovation. What a noob! But Serral is powering up his drones. One thing he's really lacking in his upgrades. I don't know if he forgot his evolution chambers or if he's really just focusing on getting that baneling speed in time. But innovation is almost going to be a full one set of 1/1 upgrades ahead. Yeah, immediately starting him. Well, also he was really powering up the drones and queens. How many queens do we have on the field? 7 queens. 3 for the hatches, 4 for the spot defense. Stimming through the creep, catching all the tumors. Nice pickoff so far from innovation. He's already got his armory started. He's lining up for a full macro. Honestly, Serral, just looking at the timings of everything here, there are 5 rags done for innovation. He should be slapping reactors on him. Now slap him. Slap reactors. That's how it works. Yeah. He slaps them. And he's going to be at full 5 rags production. Innovation trying to keep control of the creep. Ooh. Maybe it was a medevacs. Serral is incessant about it. Creep spread is slower than the previous patch, but if you have this many queens... Fun fact, now this fact becomes relevant again. 2 creep tumors in close proximity to each other spread creep twice as fast as a single one. Almost twice as fast. The effect does not stack. But 2 spread almost twice as fast. So having all these creep tumors near each other is actually spreading the creep at a more rapid rate. And continue to have the link scouting. Innovation doesn't have a deadly... well, he's... the 2-2 is going to be a potentially deadly time. Burrow is on the way quite quickly for Serral. He's at 76 turns. We have... I like how we've gone back to basics. This is almost the most... what is it? Very ambitious SCV. Stimming through the front as well. This is a classic exchange. We got Hydras on the way. We got 4 bases, 78 drones against 70 SCVs and a 2-2 timing. This is Terran versus Zerg. Gotta be careful of those Widow Mines. Ooh, almost hitting the medevac. And on the other side, the Baneling's crashing through. Not quite. He's actually dropping on to eat the Banes. Doing a pretty good job so far. Another Bane comes in. The drop up to the high ground. The escalator. The elevator, actually, makes more sense. Innovation still putting pressure on. He's really trying to set himself up for a strong 2-2 timing. But only if he... remember combat shields! Oh, no! That's such... you see, it happens to everyone. All you Diamond League Terrans out there, Innovation forgot combat shields. And that's a huge mistake. Oh, no. Every stim hurts so much. That's a way bigger upgrade than a single armor or what, like... oh, God, you need combat shields so bad. Oh, God. Oh, no. And he started it, but he's now his 2-2 timing. Like, without combat shield, it's so risky to move out. Banelings are so much more dangerous without that extra 10 HP. That's 420 HP across the board. All right. That he's missing on these Marines. The 2-2 is finished, but now Serral might have a window to finish his own 2-2. Also, look at these lines. The waves of creep as they spread across the map. Baneling mines as well. Serral, give me the baneling mine. Oh, what is this? A drilling claws drop. We missed the action, but we find the aftermath. 15 drones bringing Serral back down. Oh, but he's going to try to kill some of these units. Innovation is near 200 supply. Combat shields is almost done. He still is... I honestly think part of the reason he is not moving out with the 2-2 timing is because he knows how important that combat shields is. Now that it's going to be finished, he's getting 3-3 on the way. Is there a hive done for Serral? Of course there is. But he doesn't have any of the hive upgrades yet. He doesn't even have 2-2. He's working his way forward. A lot of drilling claws, Widow Mines, big hits on the Banes. The Terran army holds the ground. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. There's so much going on. Serral might have 800 APM, but even he is hard-pressed to get those Burrow Bane hits on time. All right, the shields are up now. A Greater Spire is on the way. Serral has, well, kept Innovation from putting on too much pressure. Oh, he's trying to manage both sides at once. 2-2 is now done for Serral. The creep spread, though, is just incessant. Absolutely ridiculous. Calm down, Serral! Oh my god! Those risks are worth millions of dollars. That's not really exaggerating. Oh my god. But on the other side, will it happen? Will it happen? This is entirely cleaned up. Now even we're distracted. Like, everybody's distracted by this. Another Baneling mine. Innovation is at 200 supply, but somehow he can't move out. Serral is everywhere. Vipers are on the way. Now 3-3 is coming up for innovation. There's not going to be Brood Lords for quite a bit. Vipers are coming up, but no 3-3 for Serral. He doesn't really have the resources. He just now maxed out for the first time. Still more Lings and Banes. His innovation tries to press forward, but Serral with the creep and just the continuous aggressive defense. He's boxing. He's not waiting for innovation to get close. He's pushing him back before he gets there. He already cleared it out on the top side. That very cute burrowed Ling is actually going to stop this from being able to land. A few more Banes. The Marauders were in front. A Fusion Core is on the way. Unfortunately, I don't think that's for Battlecruisers, but Ranged Liberators, which aren't so bad. Oh, Whittle Mine turns its coat and kills a Medevac as well with the splash damage. A bit of a lull in the action for now. Oh, I'd take it all back. A Drilling Claws drop comes in again. Innovation using a little bit more time. Guns down the Changelings. The Terran army is threatening. It's a lot of Banelings crashing through the front. Honestly, whatever they hit at this point. There is no 3-3 on the way, so once Innovation finishes 3-3, his army is on paper more cost-effective. There are still some drops going out. Somehow, Serral is managing to keep a grip on the whole map, despite Innovation having once again, on paper, a more cost-effective army. There is a Ling underneath. He's struggling to get a 5th base, while Serral now has 6 bases lined up. Oh my god! The creep just appears with that rapid-fire creep tumor. Serral's already in position. The Medevac... no! Takes it down. This army holding its position. The mines are not burrowed. The base is now exposed. There's not that much on the other side. Innovation has to try to find an angle to move through. The Medevac, well, the one that survived, will be moving back up towards the northern base. Oh, the mines will just kind of die. 3-3 is on the way. Broodlords, 5 in production. Remember, the Broodlord's quite a good counter to mines as well if you get those Broodlings down. The drop in the top left. In the back. Gonna drag Serral back for a split second, but the creep is now gonna deny the base, let alone the Broodling. Ah! Again. One Medevac is not gonna turn the tides of this war. Serral is boxing out Innovation at every turn. There's another drop here. Get them, Hydras, as they work their way forward. One Medevac will die, but Innovation is moving in. The Broodlords, they can be exposed. The mines, he has to unburrow them so they don't trigger on the Broodlings, but they end up doing a lot of friendly fire anyways. These Marines did not... That's not where they wanted to be. Oh, come on. Give it to me, Serral. Serral! Serral! Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. 5 Vikings at a time on the way for Innovation, but he's beaten back to his 4th. The Vipers can pull these Liberators out. 1, 2, 3! Wait. Okay. That one. Okay, alright. It was just delayed. The Broodlords are pushing forward. Serral on the edge of coming from behind and taking Homestory Cup 18. Somehow, like, Innovation is still in this game, but oh, the massive Whittle Mine hit. The Banelings are gone. That might mean a retreat, but another wave of Banelings are rolling through. The Planetary, Banelings on top of everything. Does he have his Neelsteel armor? He does not. The base is gone. Innovation is on 3 bases. He's tried to land this for quite a while, but the flight has been delayed. And now the Hydras are working through the command center. Broodlords at the back. Innovation, he's taking good fights, but the entire war... That 2-2 timing should have been it. Like, he should have had an opportunity, but somehow Serral just boxed him out. The creep spread ridiculous. He's over 500 average. He's broken it. We usually see him way up there, but 510 average actions per minute. And he's not slowing down. In fact, he's going the other way. More Banelings, more Lings, Ultralists, the Vikings on the deck. Innovation with the last gasp here. A huge round of Banelings that are gonna fight against landed Vikings in one of the most awkward and uncomfortable fights. He lifts them up at the last second, but Serral up to 171 versus 129 supply. Innovation, like, he just can't. The swarm is overwhelming. The Widowmines are playing for the wrong team. A couple more Liberators, some desperation. Serral seems to have completely viable armies on both sides of the map and in the center. Comes through with Lings and Banes. More SCVs. The orbital will fall. The last bastion of innovation is the third, but there's barely any mining left to be done there. He doesn't care about the Lings anymore. The Widowmines are a non-issue. Innovation dropping to 100 supply. He's just the Bronze League heroes mining from the base in the bottom right and hoping he doesn't scout it straight. Here come the tanks, and there goes the game. The parasitic bomb, the mines are gone, and Serral takes it all the way home. 4-3 over innovation. In those last two games, they didn't. Nope, calm. Yeah, you gotta throw that out there. But they didn't even look close. Like, those last two matches, Innovation should have had the 2-2 time. Like, he set himself up well. But Serral was just like, none of this, none of this. And he wins again. I mean, he did it again. How long can he keep it up? Like, it doesn't, like, what is Serral's biggest, what is Serral's crutch? What is his strategy? That's the problem, right? Like, even with Mario, you can be like, Proxy Rex. With Innovation, you can be like, Macro. And Proxy Rex. With stats, defense, and multitasking. But what is it, like, maybe his weakness is Proxy Rex, but, like, there's a reason I think he uses Abathur as the voice pack, because essentially he is Abathur. That's the conspiracy. That's what they're not telling you. Serral is actually Abathur, who took the form of a Finnish man, because they're very accepting in Finland. Apparently. So, there. Think about it. But I hope you enjoyed my take on the Homestory Cup 18 finals. Thank you to Take TV, of course, as always. And everyone there, especially Take. And if you really want to, now just a shout out. If you want to put Take in a good mood, if you are maybe a German viewer or someone who just enjoys their content, ask Take about why Disneyland is amazing. Just go ahead and do that. But I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to do all the sellout things like, subscribe, share, Snapchat. What are the also the kids do? Instagram stories. I don't understand what those are. I'm getting old. Get off my lawn. But thank you guys, and of course, always awesome of them to release the replay pack as well within hours of the event. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be looking at plenty more games. We're gonna be diving into the new patch, but I'm excited to fail at some of these strategies on the ladder. We're gonna edit it out.